So have a good kitchen chair. If you have balance issues, joint issues, and you tend to not want to stand up a lot, because I tend to leave a lot of my classes, you're going to be standing for the whole hour. And I tell you, you can sit. So I'm going to go ahead and sit. And you'll see my mom. I think you can see some of my mom over here. So we're going to just start with just exactly what I just did. So here's the deal. If I'm sitting here, my hands are up like this, my shoulders are down, and I say, rib cage up. Right there, you're going to breathe better. So if I go like this, tap, 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 and I go up with my knee and up with my knee and up with my knee, and I don't have to go very far. Okay? Breath, breath, breath. So if you're doing this standing, you can be walking in place, you can be taking steps. So I'm just working here. And so here's the idea, just so you understand what we're going to be doing. See, I'm doing a very simple move here. I'm going to go through a whole range of moves first, and then I'm going to lock in on maybe, I don't know, 6 of the moves. And I'm going to choose to do a lot of moves with them, up to 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50, okay? And if I had an ongoing class, well, we would get up to doing 100 moves in each of those 6 varieties, okay? Now, we're hitting up around, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 here. Are you breathing? Yeah, that's what I want you to understand. See, my mama's sitting here. One of her big deals is shortness of breath. If you're having COPD, if you have different kind of issues with pushing, you can't walk fast, you can't get your heart rate up. Okay, I'm doing this for everybody. You can make this as hard as you want. You can be really trucking with this one. My palms are up. I'm lifting the knee. See that? It's that much. It's giving her where she has to pause and get her breath. And that's why it's progressive. You need to do it as you can. But some of you are maybe in the same kind of a situation in that you can't work hard enough to get your pulse going. Okay, so now I'm going to just go like this. Open wide, hip hinge forward. Bring them back. Open wide, hip hinge forward. So what would that look like standing up? If I had Judy here, she would be demonstrating and she would be doing this. You can either go 1, 2, hinge, 3, 4, 1, 2, hinge, 3, 4, or if you have good joints, you might hop it. Come in and come in, okay? So that's how it looks standing up. So here I am. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go 1, 2, lean in, 3, 4, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And why am I doing it even sitting down? Why would I choose to make it even an easier modality? Because if you're sitting down, if that is feeling better to you, see, if I did this sitting down with somebody like my mom, if I have Meryl, if I have people out there that have osteoporosis and they know they have it in their spine and they do this, that right there is enough pressure on your back to cause fracture. You have to hear this. I'm giving you cautions for a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lean in. See that? That takes the pressure away from, and for somebody that's really in shape and has no osteoporosis, well, you can do this as many times as you feel like you want to. You can do it standing, like I just demonstrated, or sitting. But my mom and other people continue to do this. So don't just stop. Come in, and see I'm on my toe, but now I'm gonna do it with my heel. And I'm gonna lean in, and I'm gonna go heel, heel, and heel, heel. So I have to go hip hinge. Okay, look, especially my mom, when I go forward, I'm going forward from my hip. My mom, I caught her just now, she was doing this. She was bringing her nose down. The absolutely worst move that anybody in her situation could do, because she rounded her back and she was focusing on bringing her head down here. I don't care how far this gets. I want you to come down with your chest and tummy. So that means rib cage up. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lean in, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lean in, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lean in, back. Not very far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lean in, back. Not very far, Mom. Just a little bit, and raise your rib cage, because that's the biggest usage and correct usage of your core, to help your back, not to hurt it. And the minute that somebody who uses a walker, is in a wheelchair, or has a hard time standing, the minute that I lean in, see, they think that they're doing what I'm doing. They're not, unless you say rib cage up, and you're gonna only go a little, and then come back, okay? So once you get this thing going, and if you're standing and you're doing a little jump squat here, this is gonna be a great workout if you're choosing to stand and do this move. Back and forth, and you see what I'm doing right here? I'm keeping these toes up. I feel it right here, okay? That's that tibialis anterior. And if you choose to do this standing, and you try to step out and go in with your toes lifted, try it, okay? Take a big deep breath. Okay, now we're gonna take just a break and stand up. So I'm gonna come right here. If I need to hang on to something to help me push because of my hips, I will. But if I can stand, if I can just get that butt up, okay, that means push into the heels. But if I need this, I will use this, and I will push into the heels. I will shine my tail lights and then come up, okay? Push and come up, and then I'm gonna go like this across, all right? And then I'm gonna go like this across. And I'm gonna always make sure I'm not gonna lose my balance, right? I'm gonna go like that and cross. Now, if you're doing this standing, you're gonna go ahead and add the second element of this move. You're gonna go like this, and like this, and like this, and you're gonna speed up. But let me ask you, as you're stretching like this, you need to be looking forward. Look forward. So whenever I go like this, I want to look forward. Why is that? Because if I have somebody that's very unsteady, use your thing, put your one hand there. If I have somebody very unsteady, I want them looking forward, focused on an object, okay? Because this is enough to get them to lose balance and fall. And so I don't want them turning their head. They're going to get dizzy. Okay, so I'm going to go here, 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 here. See, I'm just shaking a foot, shaking a leg. This is called shaking a leg, shaking a leg. Now you do it sitting. So if you were going to do it sitting, this is how it would look. See how I turn? See how I turn? And I go like that, press and press, and my tummy's in, my shoulders are down, boom. And I'm gonna go very slow, one hand at a time. One hand, one hand, one hand. Yeah, there you go. Breath, one hand, drop your shoulders, tap, tap, tap. So the hand that's going over here, you just tap that leg. Tap that leg, tap on the toe. And then go like this, tap it on the toe. Tap that one on the toe, yep. And you can go as slow as you need to, but you do it continuous. You try to get at least 10, maybe 20. This is where you hone in on a couple of moves and you do a high repetition, or you get to where you can do a high repetition. See how I'm just rocking, tapping, tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Breath, 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 breath. Bring it in, okay? Then you're gonna go like this. See how I'm moving? That's why this is still Mobility Wednesday. Somebody that's in a walker, a wheelchair, depending on situations. If you have joint issues, look here. I'm gonna lean, put my hand here. I'm gonna turn that knee down. Then I'm gonna reach way out there. I can do this whole thing standing. It's a great move, but it's a big move. I'm not gonna get somebody up on their feet that's in a walker, has hip issues, balance issues, and go way out like that, right? Because they're gonna be on their nose. So if you're standing and you're doing this, good job for you. Keep doing it. Go way out there. Really push, really push, really push. Breath, 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 breath. Drop your shoulders. Now we're gonna put our hands right behind us. So you're gonna lean in from here. See, I'm not gonna round my back and think, oh, her head's going down. Boom. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna go in here. So if you're standing, go wide, hip hinge, bring your hands back, drop your shoulders, okay? And then you're gonna just act like you're gonna get ready to bring your hands down and dive in, or do a broad jump. So I call this the broad jump, okay? We're leaning in, we're pointing back with palms up, and we drop our shoulders, and then we lift as if we're gonna go into a big broad jump. See that? And whenever I do this, I'm leaning in. If you're somebody like Judy is with us today, okay? So Judy, you would come down here and you'd actually do a broad jump. Maybe not as big as we would have done 20, 30, 40 years ago, but do a jump. And we jump. And then you walk back, or you just keep hopping forward. So that's how I would do someone who needed to use this differently. Then whenever I come up here, if you have problems with your shoulders, as you're coming up, you drop your shoulders and you put your hands like this. You let the strong hand help the weak hand. That right there, when your rib cage up, is gonna let you get a really deep breath. And then come down, elbows are bent. We go way back here. And then right here, if I was doing this standing, I would be jumping right there. I would take a nice jump. Use your hands to let your weak hand be helped by your strong hand. See? Just like this. And if you have somebody that has breathing issues and never gets their heart rate going because they're too scared, that is not what we want to do. We want to push it gently, little by little. And these kind of moves will do that, okay? And you can do them all from sitting. If you want to take it to standing, wow, you can do that. Jump right there, boom. So right now, if you've been jumping this whole time, every time I come up with my hands, jumping, 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 jumping. So we're gonna add that. So we go back down, drop your shoulders. As I come up, help my hand, jump, 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 jump. So even sitting, I will not do both feet like this. That puts so much pressure right here in your back. I want to do one at a time. That is beneficial. So here I go like this. pull, help, jump, jump, pull, pull, back down, hip hinge. See how I'm really working the hip hinge? So if you had hips replaced, this is a big deal, but it's one that you can do. This is excellent. So when you come back, you come down, you come as far as you can, keep your chin tucked, you come up, go all the way up gently, you go out, out, there's your jump. Then you come in, right here, lift your rib cage, come in, push your butt back. Finally, get this extended. Don't round it, don't round it, don't round it. Here we go. Boom, boom, that's a big jump. See, I'm helping my hand here with my weak hand, helping with my strong hand, helping my weak hand. See how I brought my feet way back? Bring your feet back as far as you can, because you're down here in the drops. Here we go, chin tuck. Here we go, hip hinge, rib cage up. Boom, boom. Breath. So if you were doing jumps this whole time, I can tell you your heart rate's up. It's working your legs, it's working your hips, it's working your back. If you're careful with your lineup, it's very safe and it's an excellent move to do. Okay, how many of you cross your legs the minute you sit down? Most people that are having trouble with joints have kind of quit crossing their legs. And maybe that's a good thing, but I want you to hinge. Okay, so how does that look standing up? I'm standing up, I'm hinging and back down. See that? So I might go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge. You get it? Keep going. If you're sitting, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, tighten in, rib cage up, hinge, lean back, hinge, try to cross, then come back and in. Here we go, breath, lean back through the hip, rib cage up, drop your shoulders, lift, hinge, act like you're gonna cross your leg. So see, it's a knee lift. See that? This is a hinge move. People that are using walkers that have had all kinds of breaks and hips and knees and everything like that, you lose the ability to do this move, okay? That cuts your mobility. I hope you're continuing to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge, yeah, come forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge back, cross. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, hinge, across. So I'm trying to get you to go across, back, yes. Take a deep breath. Okay, now we're gonna grab our chair. So I hope if you were standing that you were feeling that, okay? Drop your shoulders, always, number 1, drop your chin, yes, rib cage up, yes. Stand, but don't release your hands. Stretch your legs while you're holding on, okay? So stand up, and then I want you to bend like you're gonna stretch these. So bend down as far as you can until you feel these. You feel them? Yeah, I want you to stretch them. Go down, 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 and then come back up. Take a big deep breath, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. And then I want you to go like this. See that? Toe, heel, toe, heel. Pull that toe back until you feel your calves. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what am I doing? I'm putting all this pressure on the other leg, right? Yeah, so this is one that you can do standing, holding. You see my mom holding? Then take a breath. You should have felt pressure in your other leg. Rotate. Now you're on this leg. Bend your knee just a little. Okay, bend your knee. Yes, don't say I don't want you to lock it. Okay, now we're gonna go toe, heel, toe, heel. Don't lock that leg. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. And when you do heel, you do it so that your toe comes up enough that it really stretches your calf. And then you just do some repeated moves with that. You got it? Okay. Take a big deep breath while you're there. You're gonna push down on your hands, tighten in, okay? Keep my chin tucked. And all I'm gonna do is go to my toe, and then I'm gonna act like I'm gonna lift. I may go ahead and leave the ground or not, okay? So it's up to you and your level of comfort level. Watch your foot that it's not, because you're gonna rotate, Mom. You're gonna rotate onto that one, okay? You're gonna bend the knee, now you're gonna lift. Don't lock, don't lock. And you're gonna keep doing that very carefully, don't lock. Yeah, I want you to put your whole body weight on that leg as you lift your knee. As you lift your, so it's constant shifting. It's constant weight shifting. Oh, so I might do this with somebody who wanted a higher level of work. When I go to here, right here, I would do a little skip. That's what a skip is. So we're doing the mechanics of skipping. So go ahead and skip right there if you can. So we're doing all the weight shifting. We're doing all the mechanics right there. Hop. Okay, that's a skip. Shift, shift, right there. So one of the things that we lose the ability to do when you have joint issues is the skipping. But we can get all the benefit, see, of the skipping in mobility and weight control, weight bearing by skipping. Okay, take a big breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Grab your, I have a rolled up towel or a rolled up something. Or if you don't have something thicker like this, get your little stepping pad. Perfectly fine. Get your little stepping pad. So see what I'm doing? I'm putting it right here between my knee, between my knees. See that? So now what I want you to do is go on your toes. And I want you to push really hard. See that? I'm going to go heel, heel, toe, toe. See that? As I'm pushing, I'm going to take my hands out here. I'm going to go strong arm, cross. Right here. Strong arm, boom. Push, cross. Yes. Push really hard into those things. You should feel it here. You should feel it here. Cross. Strong arm. Heel, heel. Toe, toe. Cross. Heel, heel. Toe, toe. Cross. Drop your shoulders. Heel, heel. Toe, toe. Cross. Breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Or out through the nose, whichever that you can manage. I'm pushing. So if you're not pushing, you're just kind of hanging out there. Push hard. Like that. Big breath. Like that. Strong arm, cross. Push on the knees. Push on the knees. Push on the knees. Push on the knees. Yes. Okay. Take your little pad. Take your little pad and put it right here in front of you, okay? And you're gonna put your elbows out and drop your shoulders, and then you're gonna put your hands like this and push, just like that. And you're gonna bring them up, and my elbows are gonna touch. So I'm gonna go push, drop your shoulders, and then bring them back in and touch my elbows. And I'm going to come this way. See how I'm turning positions? So what happens a lot of times is you're very limited with your motion in your back, your legs, your hip. When you're in a walker, when you're in a wheelchair, when you're, if you've had an injury, or if it's hard for you to use your feet. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing. At the same time, I'm going to do a compound motion. I'm going to step myself around. See that? As I bring my elbows in. Then I'm going to go push. And I'm going to go, whoa, I'm going to really try to get over here and bring my elbows in. Really hard. Drop your shoulders. Breath through your nose. Here we go. Push. Here we go. Walk it around. Walk it around. Walk it around. Bring those elbows in. Drop your shoulders. Okay, you're pushing. Here we go. Push way out there. Drop your shoulders. Push hard on your towel. Push really hard. And then drop them down. Okay? Big breath. Come back, come back, come back. And bring it back down here. Now, we are not going to go toe, toe, heel, heel. We have our pad right here. Do it whichever way you can really push. Okay? So what I want you to do now is keep your toes up. Your heels are down there. I can hip hinge back. I can hip hinge forward. But what I want to do is gently put my hands out here and push. I'm only putting my hands here to remind me that I got to keep pressure right here. Pressure. And I'm going to come push, breath, push, breath. Look here, it's a hip hinge. It's a hip hinge. It's not a bending of the back at all. My back isn't bending one smidgen. My hip is pushing. My groin muscles are pushing really hard the whole time. You don't let loose. I only keep my hands here, not to push, but to remind me that I gotta push in on that towel. I wanna touch right here. If you touch your groin, you should feel it contracting, okay? Push, push it in, push it in, push it in, push it in, push it in. See, I don't let go, I don't let go. I go in and out, but I don't let go. Breath, my toes are up. Breath, my toes are up. Breath, my toes are up. I'm hip hinging, 3 more, we got it. Breath, 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 2 more. Okay, one more, push really hard. Push, 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 squeeze, and come back. Okay, you should feel these. This right here, number 1, if you get to where you can do really hard pushes against your little step pad or a rolled up towel, and you do this, I would say every other day. If you find yourself sitting, watching TV or whatever, you got somebody in a walker, in a wheelchair, they've injured themselves, whatever, you need to have a rolled up something, and you need to do at least 2 sets of 10 of these pushes really hard, and you rotate in and you rotate back. And when you go back, if I came and punched you, I should feel your stomach working. If I ever come in and touch right here, when you're doing this, I should feel your muscles contracting, okay? I want it to get some good out of your efforts. And if you don't innervate those muscles, they don't ever come back. They just don't. Okay, take a breath. Take your arm just like this, like you're gonna do a salute. See, it's a salute. So if it's a problem coming up here, then go under your chin. So you can go here or you can go here, but you gotta bring your elbow up. And then you're gonna go out. See that? So if this is too high, then you gotta come here. That's fine, okay? So take the other one now, and we're gonna go out. See that? Okay? Thumb is forward. I lean forward from my hip as I go 1, 2, yeah, you get the idea. See, this one is, I think this is a personal favorite of, I think Kathy, maybe Kay, both of them love this one. okay? So it's an actual circle that you do from your shoulder. So when you're coming up, your shoulders come up. When you go forward, they come forward. When you go down, you push down. Then you go back with your little finger, you go back with your shoulder. So what happens with this one? This is one of the most valuable moves, if you do it correctly, to get strength and stamina in your upper body, especially your shoulders. But you know what people normally do? They do this. Here comes the train. And they go like this. Okay, I'm done. And they get nothing from this. Train. Sounds like it's coming right through this house. So think about the move. I want to see your shoulders moving. If I don't see your shoulders moving, then you're just wasting some of your time, okay? If you even do 5 correctly, then I'll take 5 correctly. Okay, so I need to see the shoulders moving with this move. Okay? So what's your goal here? Your goal is to be able to do 30 of these continually. At first, you need to do what you can and then rest. But then reposition and really use those shoulders correctly. I hope you're staying with this. Don't stop. Okay? If you need to take a break, take a break. But I'm shooting for it. Okay? If you're doing this standing, I simply would be, I call it pulsing. I would just be like pacing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't do that with people that I've just introduced this to that are weak in their shoulders, because if they start doing this, they start doing this. And I don't want that. I want all the effort through the shoulders, through the shoulder girdle, through the upper chest, back, and especially your arms. Take a breath.
Do you want to know how many?
I'm shooting for 30.
You've
Did you get
passed
30?
it. You've already passed it.
All right. Kathy's on it. Okay, bring your hands down. You should feel it here. You should feel it here. You should feel it here. If you had to take breaks and it got your attention because you had to stop, this is the one you need to really practice every day. There's no excuses. If you find yourself sitting in your walker, sitting in your chair, sitting anywhere, do these, okay? So I'm gonna go like this. See how I'm just letting them swing beside me? If you can't do that, go like this. Lean in and go like this, okay? Sometimes it's hard to do on a walker. Take a big deep breath so you know what's coming, right? And I know Kathy's gonna count every one of them. So I'm gonna go for 30. You come in and go out and take a rest as much as you can, but focus on doing it properly, okay? So take a big breath. If I were doing this standing, I would be doing pacing. See, I would be doing pacing, or I would be doing heel to hips, that type of thing. So here we go. We're gonna start and get in line. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up. The minute you say rib cage up, you feel contractions in your back. Yes. Keep your chin tucked. I'm gonna go palm up, and I'm just gonna go like I'm serving you. See that? If that is too high, then go low. Okay? And go out there. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna choose here. You can choose here. Now we're gonna go out there. So go out there as far as you can, okay? And now we're gonna go point backwards. So I don't know if you can get it above, yeah. There you go. You don't have to take rest. Rest on the bar. So now thumbs backwards, point backwards. And then come around, come backwards. Yes. So if you're doing this standing, you're heading for 30 of these. But again, I'm looking for shoulders up shoulders back, shoulders down, shoulders forward, shoulders up. You get the idea. Back, down, all the way. You're pointing and going backward. And my arm is as straight as possible. If I need to take breaks, I will take breaks. Breath, shoulders up, shoulders back, shoulders down, all around. Breath. So again, if I were doing this standing, or if I had somebody that really got the shoulder motion, I would move your feet front to back, in and out, in and out. I'd be walking. Take a big deep breath. Keep saying rib cage up, shoulders down. Yeah. Breath. Take a break when you need to. Drop your shoulders, then lift your shoulders, then push them back, then push them down, push them forward. Ah, breath.
You're overdoing it again.
Oh, geez, I thought I was only at 20.
Yeah, I know you did, but you're wrong.
All right. Shake them out. Shake them out. Shake them out. Okay. Take a breath. Okay. Lots of people, if you have your birthday long enough, you're going to have some loose skin back here, right? Right? Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, when you're cutting up a chicken and you feel that skin there. Okay, take your hand. You also got a muscle back there. Some people are too, if they're in a walker and they can't sit in a chair, it's too much to have them do these, okay? So what I want you to do is take your hands like this. We're gonna bring this up here like this, just like that. And we're gonna act like we're throwing something out. Now, when you throw something out, I want you to contract. I'm gonna bring it in, I'm gonna go, ah, okay? And then, ah. So I'm gonna do the throw, the throw, the throw. See how I'm turning? See how I'm turning? See how my whole body turns? See I'm turning? You turn, turn, turn. See, I'm doing little tiny throws and turns. After I do that, I'm gonna come right here, okay? I'm gonna come right here, and I'm gonna go out. So I'm gonna go this way now. Press. And when I get my hand out here, I'm just gonna make a fist. Hand out here, make a fist. Hand out here, make a fist. So I'm just resting right here. Fist, right here. And then I'm gonna go push. I'm gonna go push. Bring my shoulders up. And then push. And contract right here. So right here. Up. Push down. Contract really hard. And then go contract. Breath. Contract. And how do you contract? Make a fist. That will give you a contraction. If you don't make a fist, some people can't just tighten the backs of those arms up. If you make a fist, you can tighten this. Those will get stronger. Why should you worry about that? Because the stronger these are, the less you hurt. That's why, okay? And these, you can do all day long, okay? You can be squeezing the ball. Boom. I would love to have 2 sets of 30. That's what I'd like to have, 30 big contractions, twice, pretty much every day. And somebody will say, well, that's a lot to do in one day. And I would say, well, you do this every day, a lot, right? So you can do these. So if you're doing a lot of this, then do some of these, okay? Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, when you put your hands back here, you squeeze, make a muscle. I need to be able to feel the muscle. Yes, and your shoulders are down, okay? So I give you a complete arm thing there, no weights, just squeezing, doing isometrics, isotonics with moving, all right? Take a big deep breath. I want you to just cross, see? See, I'm gonna bring my leg up because I can. If you cannot bring your leg up, then I just want you to turn and cross and let it go out there and lean in. See that? Lean in and pull. and push and pull and push. See, pull it up, push it. Okay, so if I'm here, I'm pushing. My rib cage is up, I lean back, I'm pushing. Whoa, am I getting the stretch? Right through there, right through there. But you gotta go rib cage up, lean back, push. Then you pull. So if you can't get your leg up, you're still doing some of those structures. You're just not doing it as completely, okay? Because you're doing it as much as you can. That's okay. Take a big deep breath. See, it's still right here, right in that hip. Why do you want to do these? Because it's going to be less back pain. That's why. Okay. Take a big deep breath. Other leg. If I can go here, I will go here. I will push down. I will pull in. So as I push down, I'm opening. Okay. So I'm up here. I'm going to push down. This is my hip replace. So I'm not going to go crazy. But if I say rib cage up, lean back, push down gently, oh my goodness, I get all that stretch right in there. I hang out there for a little bit, take breaths. Then I'm going to pull this right into my shoulder. I'm going to lean back, pull that in as far as I can. Hang out there. I'm going to get that stretch again, which that's what I want. And then I'm going to uncross. Take a big deep breath, and I'm going to move into the last portion here, stretching those hamstrings. Be careful, hang on to whatever you can. You are going to lift your butt, and you're going to lower now, and you're going to straighten the legs until you feel the stretch. And you're only going to be down there for a couple of seconds, so get your butt off. Oh, you can't? Okay. So take a big deep breath, stand up. So we're gonna knock off today. And I hope that this is gonna be a tutorial for when you find yourself having to be seated and doing something. That's what this recording is about, especially heart rate.